Welcome to my video all about basketballs. I plan on just doing a rundown here so you can be informed and make the right decision to meet your needs. Basically, basketballs come in different types. Start off on the top line here. I'll just run through this. Say a professional series ball, or probably the Maximum Performance. I'm not 100% positive on that one. But for sure the professional one, that's going to be an expensive basketball. It's going to meet, probably pretty stringent requirements as far as weight, size, and just the overall ball itself. It'll be a full leather ball. They actually use those in the NBA. But let's go down to the advanced performance one. Now there's another type of basketball. It's sort of a composite style. It kind of feels like leather, but it's sort of like a rubberized leather or a composite material. It might be a combination. Those are good for indoor and outdoor. And I'm going to get into that, why that's important in a second. And then the performance ball, which is basically a completely rubber ball. And really, for most of your needs, that's probably what you want to look for. And the reason being, if you're using the ball inside and outside, you don't want to be using a leather ball outside on your driveway. It's going to wreck it. Doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, sure, if you have the extra money to spend and you want to use a nice leather ball outside and wreck it, then by all means. But really, your best bet, really in all cases, if you don't want to spend a lot of money also, are these rubber performance type balls, which Spalding, that's what they call theirs. Now the next consideration, which is very important, is the size of the ball. Now this particular one is 28.5 and I have a 29.5 down here. And so you're thinking, well, what does that mean? Why is that important? Basically, the 29.5 size, that's for, well, they say males ages 13 plus, and plus it's a male NBA size ball. And the next size down, now they're saying 28.5. That's it's a mid-size ball. They say females ages 9 to 12. And also the 28.5, I believe that is also used in women's professional level basketball also. And then there's a smaller youth size, 27.5. That's for kids 9 and under. Not listed here, but there's actually one that's, I believe it's a 26.5. I don't know if this company makes them or not, but that's for, young kids, like, 5 years old or whatever. Just easier for them to handle. And so moving along here. So in this case, I've chosen all the rubberized, these are outdoor balls. And when you're looking at basketballs, as I say, they each serve a purpose, so don't be looking at price. I mean, sure, you can buy an expensive ball, but it might not be serving the actual needs or what it was made for. So don't go by price. You can pick up a nice little basketball like this, anywhere from $15 to like $25 for the outdoor balls. So fairly inexpensive. And what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to get set up here. I'm going to get these balls out of the packaging. And I'll show you how to inflate them. Both if ideally, if you can get like a little hand pump and it has a little gauge on it to tell you the pressure. Most of these balls, the pressure is between 7.5 up to maybe 9. I'll show you what you need to inflate it. And if you don't have like a pressure gauge, there's another easy way to tell if it's inflated properly, and I'll show you that coming right up. Okay, so the first step in determining if your basketball is inflated properly. This is the first test. The blue one, this one here, it's inflated properly. So my ruler here, well, the top is about 48 inches or about 1200 millimeters. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop the ball from that height. And I'm going to move it back over. And basically when it bounced back up, it recovered to within about, now you can measure on the top here, just easier, only about 2 inches below. Start here, go over. Yeah, it bounced back up and it's only about two inches below. Now here's the other ball here. Do the same thing. Well, there you go. I think that was pretty obvious that it is not inflated properly. So, I'll show you how to inflate that. Okay, I'm back. I had to put my house coat on. It's kind of cold in here for some reason. But anyways, so you want to fill up the balls. And what I'm going to do, just demonstrate how you can do that without having, any fancy equipment like a pressure gauge and all that stuff. So of course, the first test is just take the ball, take your thumbs and press. Now this ball, I bet it's a little bit underinflated, but it's pretty firm. This is the one that didn't bounce very high. And you can see it's really easy to press in with your thumbs. So that's the first test. Now what do you need to inflate one of these balls? Well, ideally, and actually I would recommend it, that you get a little hand pump. Probably spend a few extra dollars and get one with a little pressure gauge on it. That's actually for blowing up balls. I don't have one. But how you fill up one of these balls, there's it's like a little pin inflator. And on the ball, let's look at this one here. Hopefully you can see this. And find a little hole here. And so this, you have to insert it into the ball. And if you have a proper pump, this would be hooked onto the pump. And so when you push it in, the air wouldn't escape. But I don't have one of those, so I'll have to deal with it. But anyways, what you need to do is you need to, you could use a little bit of saliva on here. You have to moisten it, or a little bit of soapy water. Just so that when it goes in a lot smoother, it won't damage it. So for me, I have to use my air compressor, so I'm gonna fill this up just using the air compressor. Be careful if you're using an air compressor, because you're not really supposed to. You might blow your ball up, and you could probably hurt yourself. So moisten the tip, insert it into the ball. Try to get a proper angle on this for you. All right, you ball, move over. So I'm just gonna so that's feeling pretty firm now. Okay. So we'll do the bounce test in a second, but I'm just gonna check and see how close I got on here. As I said, it should be 7 to 9 pounds. Move over here. Let's see, I need to line this up so you can see. I hope you'll be able to see the readout on here. Let me see. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to see it. If you can't, I'll tell you what it is. See, it's way too high right now. It says it's 15. So I'll let out some air. This is why a hand pump would be much better. It doesn't take much to overinflate them. Okay, it says 7.5 now. And again, I think 7.5 up to 9 is probably all right. And it feels pretty firm. So I'm going to remove this. This is why a hand pump would be so much better, because I'm gonna lose air trying to get this out of here. Okay. Feels pretty good. Let's do the bounce test. Remember, this is the one that didn't, it barely bounced up, so. Move this back a bit. All right. So I'm holding it at the top here. Try it again. So yeah, it's 2 inches lower. And as I said, when I tested that pressure, it was just a little bit low. So I'll probably go ahead. I'll try to top this up a little bit. Now you can see, remember when I was pushing on it before? It's quite a bit firmer. So pretty much that's all there is to it. I mean, the best way is if you have an actual little pump that's designed for blowing up balls, has a little gauge on there, make your life easier. But generally speaking, do that bounce test. Should basically bounce up to about 3/4 of the height where you dropped it, and should be good to go. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful. Gave you some insight into you know, what to look for. Again, just a quick rundown. Don't always go with the expensive ball. Get a ball that's appropriate for what you're using it for. I mean, these rubber balls are versatile. They're good for inside, outside. If you're really serious, get a nice fancy leather ball, but only use it inside. And if you just want to have fun and not worry about it, especially for kids, just get the rubber ball. It's cheap and expensive. And just as much fun will be had. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Like and subscribe.